Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Dawn of War 2 Elite Mod replay. Spawn on the right side as the Tech Marine, we have a foreign name. Spawn as this Ravener Alpha ally, we have a foreign name. Spawn as the Lord Commissar, we have Stigma8113. Spawn as the Warp Spider Exarch, we have Kickin. Wait, is that the same names as the last replay? Oh, either way, it must have been some sort of rematch. But which one was the rematch? I love the Imperial Guard's music, though. You got the Howling Banshees captured this point. Got Guardian Squad into Howling Banshees, Imperial Guards into Sentinel. And we've got Scout, and Hormagaunts. Hormagaunts is a little bit unusual, because Hormagaunts, in my opinion, tend not to scale very well. And they just tend to die. Warp Spider Exarch does receive quite a bit of fire from that Tech Marine. Tech Marine's health regen should top him off. Lord General here, he just executed one of his, or the Lord Commissar just executed one of his models there onto the Imperial Guardsman. Engage the Hormagaunt in reasonable capability. You actually don't really see the execute ability all too often. One, it's a bit of a hard build to really cast, and plus it's meant for a buff, not to do damage. I'm not sure how effective it actually is, but it seemed like they just did some good work versus the Hormagaunt. But then again, there's a lot of stuff shooting that Hormagaunt. Hormagaunts do, of course, fall on back. All three Hormagaunt squads are here, now going for a Warrior Brood. That may be for the Barb Strangler upgrade. Or he may be going for the Melee Synapse. Either way, got the Ravener Tunnel now under fire, and now these generators may go down as well. Third scout squad for the Tech Marine. Imperial Guardsman does inside this garrison, as well as this garrison. It's not a great garrison to fire from. Also, Imperial Guardsmen can hardly make use of the garrisons. There's not enough windows for them. Sentinel has been upgraded to Stone, which should be very effective versus the Hormagaunts. You're now the Warrior Brood now advancing on forward. And the Warrior Brood does get a good hit there. Got the Flame Throwers here, which the execution could help out with the flamethrower effects. Great stomp there by the Sentinel. Flamer does fall back, and the other squad does fall back as well. Hormagaunts in pursuit. Got the Scouts double Sniper Scout. Okay, this is interesting. Seeing a lot of unusual things going on, and I like it. So there's sniper shots there, and the Sentinel does go down. I was not paying attention to him. The thing out that Sentinel early on is actually quite useful. He has not gotten a second Imperial Guardsman either. No, he lost Imperial Guardsman. Did he lose the Flamer? The Ravener Alpha must have wiped out the Flamer. It was much lower health, yeah. He lost the Sentinel and the Flamer. Oof. Big losses for the Lord Commissar. Down south, we got the Scouts capturing some points, and it's going to receive some sniper fire, this time from Rangers.
Power generator.
Kickin was, of course, an excellent unit, both in combat and support. It wouldn't surprise me if people think maybe this squad's probably their favorite squad in the game. For me, it's the Imperial Guard Stormtroopers, but Kickin was a pretty good unit. Got a second Kickin squad not being pulled on out. Howling Banshees charging forward, trying to report these generators, and it looks like Blue's going greedy of these generators. Is receiving some sniper support, the generators, but the snipers, honestly, the Scout snipers are not really that great. The three-man sniper squads for the Eldar are not half bad, but I haven't really seen any really good cases where these Scouts do some great work. The course can be still upgrade the Sergeants to access grenades and other support abilities, making them also much more durable than the Rangers, of course. I haven't really found seen any good replays where those Scout snipers are actually really good. However, the Barb Strangler weapon is a very good weapon versus Imperial Guards. Any 80 it's good versus Imperial Guards. Warrior Brood does fall back. We do have an unbuilt energy shield there, now being built. Down here, oh, got the Hormagaunts eating these power generators. Nice, delicious power. It does get great knockbacks there, getting some great damage there. Catch Devils now make their advance without the Revenant Alpha in the region, as well as this Hive node. Also, don't really. There's the spew ability. I'm not sure what else to call it. I need to look do a bit more research on the Hive node because I really don't know how effective the Hive node is. It's not the base ones where it throws out spores, spore mines. Scout Squad receiving a bit of fire there and does get fully wiped out. Just leaving the 2 scout snipers there. He could replace it with Tactical Marine Squad and then perhaps upgrade the Stern Guard veterans. The Hive node does go down.
Adding power generator.
Scout squads are falling back. One upgrade sergeant, the other one's not. Got a wave of power generators here for red, as well as a pair for blue. And over here, 1 power generator still remains. Now I got the Tech Marine retreating on back. Catch Devils looks like eyeing for some IEDs. You could actually put 2 next to each other, and maybe if they chain explode, doing extra damage. I'm not sure if that works like that. I'm not sure the friendly fire damage of those forces. Execute one of his flamer squads in order to get it higher damage output. He has upgraded with the power sword as well. Grants the lead by example build, which inspires nearby troops and speed and the column sword speed by 1, causing him to perform special attacks every single strike. Looks like this flamer squad does fall back. Gadget and Devils are still in the region with Howling Banshee support. Hormogons can root support, but all of them do stay unwiped. Here, the War Spider Exarch versus the Ravener Alpha. Ravener Alpha is behind heavy cover there. The War Spider Exarch does teleport away, and I'm not sure. Was that another Hive node? Maybe another Hive node there. Advancing forward. You got now the Razorback deployed on the field. Does get a kill there on the Warrior Brood as well with the handgun of the Lord Commissar. So I guess that Las pistol can do some damage. These forces getting clean up those power generators there. He could keep this one alive, just get some extra power. And now the Lord Commissar is falling back. Over here, we got the Razorback and the Scout Sniper advance forward. We've got the Melta Gun on Tech Marine as now the Refractive Field. It's going to be more of a tanky Tech Marine there. Also upgraded the Artificer Armor. And Hellbenches do get some good attacks there onto the Scout Sniper, and they do fall back now. Flamer's advancing forward does get some good suppression there and does force back all these squads. War Spider Exarch advancing forward does have been upgraded to the Heavy Gauge Death Spinner, the most common upgrade for the War Spider Exarch. Lord Commissar is now going for some Stormtroopers. He may be eyeing to keep them unupgraded or go for Melta Guns, though I suppose grenades wouldn't hurt either.
Adding support structure. You
now have some Fire Dragons deployed on the field that should be also effective versus the Razorback. And being upgraded to the Fire Dragon Exarch as well. So it does spot that demolition charge there. It does get destroyed.
Support structure complete.
And now got the Tech Marine falling back away from the Howling Banshees and Fire Dragons. And the Howling Banshees do take out that Tech Marine. And the Raven Alphas up here could come over here to recover the Tech Marine. Right now has been upgraded to Aura Synapse damage, giving damage Synapse Aura, as well as the Regenerate ability, which I'm assuming just gives him good regeneration. But that's just a hunch. Or good as an ability to get rapid health regen.
An ally has taken a victory point.
You now have Rippers as well as Tyrant Guard upon the field. You got Melta Guns on the Stormtroopers as well. They do lose a model there, but those Melta Guns will be effective versus the Tyrant Guard. As well as Rippers. But then again, what's not effective versus Rippers? Their name is their description to be ripped apart.
to
Governor
accept
Alpha
defeat.
now tumbling over there. And over here, we've got the fire dragons engaging. Got a smoke round there onto the Razorback. Fire dragons gain some melee hits there on these forces. Scouts do go. The Razorback does go down. And his force does get overwhelmed. I wonder why did he not fall back to that Razorback? Maybe it was just sort of stuck there, can't move around for all the forces nearby.
We're losing
But it looked like it didn't even
power
attempt to move. Hormagaun's getting some good damage there onto these power generators. And now we've got the Lord Commissar advancing forward, trying to get the Flamers to burn these generators. He may execute one of the models there. He did it himself, not his support Commissar. With the melted guns here as well, these generators go down very, very quickly. And all generators go down in almost an instant. Fire Dragon now getting hit by these Rippers. 2 squads of Rippers here, that's supposed to Barb Stringer Cannon. And now the Fire Dragons do fall back. This one has been captured up by the Casual Devils. And the War Spiders do force back those scouts.
Are in ruins.
Some sort of demolition charge there, I believe. That hurt a Dreadnought. Yep, we do now a Dreadnought put on the field.
We have 300 points remaining.
Cajun Devils here. We do have demolition charge. This demolition charge could be very effective. Gets a great grenade launch barrage there from one of the Cajun Devils. Not sure what the other one is at. And this may be a good detonation. He did not detonate there. War Spiders get some melee hits there onto the Hormagaunt, but does not get the wipeout there. Stormtroopers does get melt a grenade onto the Tyrant Guard, but does force they do get forced back along with the Imperial Guardsmen. Warrior Brood does capture the central power point here, and we've got the snipers trying to decapture this point. Oh, that's his point, not to decapture it. Going for this power, no, that is his. I'm getting everything mixed up right now. My mind's going, it's just getting fried. War Spider trying to recapture up this point. Got the Dreadnought upgrade the Assault Cannon as well. The Tyrant Guard does get some hits there on the retreat of the War Spider XR, who's also going to upgrade the improved targeters as well. Capillary Tower does go down. And then we do have the Howling Banshees falling on back. Over here, we got the Flamers. Catch Devils trying to get some great damage there. Great knockback there. Hormagaunt squad will get wiped out, no problem. So does the Rippers. We got another Obelisk Light deployed out here. Or Capillary Tower. Same difference. And no, Obelisk Lights is so much better. Counter Guard does get a nice knockback there, forcing a mass retreat in this region. And now we've got the Zonothrope out on the field as well. Falcon does send some damage there onto the Marine. Got a handful of proximity mines in this region. Now we do got the Tyrant Guard advance forward. Tyrant Guard's received a bit of fire, but nothing too crazy. Does receive a stun grenade there from, I'm actually not sure what, oh, the Warp Spider XR. Oh, the Warp Spider squad. Great assault barrage there, force back the Howling Banshees. Tyrant Guard now trying to hold down there behind some cover. Marine does get stunned by the heavy gauge Death Spinner. We got the Adrenal advancing forward as well. Falcon still providing some great fire support there, and we've got the Scouts and Snipers advancing as well. Tactical Marine Squad has been fresh deployed out, and has started an upgrade, so likely going for Stern Guard veterans. Maybe another Hormagaunt squad got wiped out? Yeah, he's down to one Hormagaunt squad. These forces are making their way forward. We've got the Warrior Broods facing forward or back. North leftwards. Rippers do receive a bit of fire there. We've got a decent force here by the Lord Commissar, all of his force. Now I've got the Assault Dreadnought here, the Tactical Marine Squad. Does fire a nice volley there with the Barber Stringer Cannon. One, the Pure Guard squad does fall back. One casualty falls back as well. At the stagger retreat being put on out. And it looks like the Stormtroopers are going to stay in the region with their camouflage. Does avoid those grenades. Does fall back entirely.
Adding support structure. We are losing a requisition point to the enemy.
Rangers are camouflaged in the region. We've got these scouts, snipers, and tactical marine squad advancing forward, trying to get some good capture here. We have these fire dragons, howling banshees, and rangers trying to intercept with Falcon support. Does get a nice connect burst there, interrupting the decapture. He may be able to get the full decapture there. Nope, it does fall back nice and early. Do have demolition charge there spotted, and it's down to 36 out of 50 health. We got the war spider falling back as well. And the demolition charge is still not being hit at all, really. Falcon does force back those forces. Demolition charge is still up with 22 health remaining. These landmines may be spotted like that. Gains good suppression there onto the Howling Banshees. It does fall back now with the Vector Marine.
The enemy is
Looks like he's hitting that power generator there. I don't know why I thought he was hitting the garrison. There's also some garrisons there, which the Stormtroopers could make usage of, but the Zone of Hope will be a good garrison clearing tool. The Stormtroopers do fall back. He may receive quite a bit of fire on the retreat path, and the Lord of Commissar does get knocked back there. Ooh, Assault Barrage coming forward, frag grenade as well, and the Stormtroopers fully get wiped out. That is a big loss for the Lord of Commissar. Lord Commissar himself may goes down. These forces are advancing forward. Does get a haywire grenade there.
Research underway.
Third research underway. Oh, that is a Bane Blade. We do now have a Bane Blade on the build queue for the Lord of Commissar. Tier 3 on the build queue for the Tech Marine. Tier 3 is already researched for the Ravener Alpha. Demolition charge may explode, and now the War Spider X is going for Tier 3 as well. Falcon firing a volley there onto the Dreadnought. Tactical Marine Squad does fall back. I'm sort of surprised they're not up there as Stern Guard veterans just yet. Snipers do find a volley there onto the Howling Banshees. I do have the Dreadnought advancing forward.
An ally has secured a power node.
These power generators could go down. Wait, that Falcon's camouflaged. These forces are advancing forward, probably thanks to a nearby camouflage field from... I'm actually not sure what actually called the camouflage field. Just get a nice stun grenade or a haywire grenade onto the Dreadnought. Fire trying to focus them down. Does throw a frag onto the fire team, but they do avoid. You know, the Tactical Marine Squad is going to try to tie them up in melee. Does go in garrison inside the Falcon for the rest of these forces and does fall back. Tech Marine still receiving a bit of more fire. Katie and Carson squad now being deployed on Alpha Lord Commissar as well. Where is this Bane Blade? And the game really lagged out when I clicked on the Bane Blade, didn't it? It is the Bane Blade. And it's ripping apart the Rippers, making them fill their duty. Rippers are down to 4 models remaining. We've got the Zone Throw here as well as a Nern Throw. Just getting a nice knockback there. Lord Commissar has been upgraded with the Bionic Eye as well as the Emperor's Wrath. Emperor's Wrath is a very effective ability. Do not have the Fire Giant squad against good damage there onto the Venerable Dreadnought. The Venerable Dreadnought's now going in deep. He needs to get out the Haywire Grenade on with his War Spider squad. He may have it already on cooldown. Fire Giant now getting some good volleys there on the Venerable Dreadnought. The Venedron will go down, now in the last stand ability. He will die when this expires. Another barrage there from the regular Dreadnought. You have the... That is a Valkyrie run. Does wipe out that squad. That was the Ranger squad. Or, that was a Sniper squad. So they did lose one of the scouts with that Valkyrie run. They may be a little bit overkill for that Valkyrie run, but now this Dreadnought's received quite a bit of fire. Haywire Grenade does connect and does get destroyed. The Tech Marine has lost both of his Dreadnoughts as well as a scout squad. He is hurting right now. Tech Marine trying to deal with this Falcon. The Falcon has been upgraded the shield generator as well. You actually don't see this upgrade all too often. But now the Falcon's much more resilient with that shield generator. And Tech Marine does go down as well. Baneblades advancing forward. The Militia Cannon being deployed on out there. Put it there onto these Imperial Guardsmen. You got Venom Brute deployed on the field. Good hit start. A lot of AoE effects could go right there. Nurnthil cast, made some sort of cast there. Great damage there. Large number of Imperial Guardsmen falling back. And now Tyranna Formation being deployed on now. Gets a great hit there on the Imperial Guardsmen. It looks like the Sergeants. Lots of stuff stayed alive. Kickin Partial Squad does fall back. Both Casual Devils fall back. The Imperial Guardsmen all fall back. So another Imperial Guardsman has 6 models remaining with less than 10% health. The Militia Cannon does get a direct hit there. Managed to actually hit the Cavalry Tower, detonating early, getting some great damage on these forces. The Baneblades down half health, below half health, but and do now have an anti-vehicle weapon here by the Raven Alpha. But now the Howling Banshee is tying it up in melee. It is a jump purpose weapon. Raven Alpha seeing more and more fire, trying to escape away from the Howling Banshees. Does do a full retreat now. We got a stun grenade there from the Warrior Brood. And now we do have the Baneblade receiving lots of fire from the Terminator squad. Does go down as well. So Baneblade is down. Both sides, all sides lost quite a bit. The Lord Commodore are starting to reinforce his forces. Archer Dragons do force back the Scout Squad.
We have 100 points remaining.
Got a large resource float for the Warspider Exarch. He may be eyeing for the Avatar of War.
We are losing a requisition point to the enemy.
Carnifex now on the build queue. Tech Marine has very little remaining. He has primarily a Scout, Sniper, and a Terminator. Terminators are nice, but he needs at least support from other forces. You got the Warspider falling on back. And now this Terminator is the captain central point. Blue doesn't have a lot of VPs remaining, 79 to 299. Catching Devil Squad may get wiped out. Gets a nice heal there from something. Heals remaining squad to full health. Jeez. Inspired Determination. Tech Marine does fall back. We got a drop pod here from somebody. Yeah, it's just the Basilisk Barrage from the Lord Commodore. Cast there from the Nurnthil, force back these forces. Kickin Partial Squad will need to fall back as well. They upgraded the plasma guns. Fire Dragons advancing forward. The Dreadnoughts could try tying it up in melee to do some extra damage there, and now the Fire Dragon does fall back. Scout Squad captured their requisition point now. The Falcon here does have a shield generator up, just needs some health. Seer Council now advancing forward, trying to tie up these Terminators up melee with the Howling Banshees. The Terminators can receive a lot of fire from these forces, but got the Barbed Strangler cannon here as well. You now have the Carnifex being upgraded, the Strangle Thorn cannon, going for lots of suppression here. Good cast there by the Nurnthil as well. Seer Council does fall back. Falcon has some energy damage there. knockback there from the Casual Devils. No more knockback there on the from the Casual Devils. Something to count on there. Drop pod from the Tech Marine, which is more tactical Marines. You can upgrade these to Storm Guard veterans. Is probably a good idea. Frag grenade thrown and does avoid it right there. Neurothrope and Xenothrope are advancing on forward. Got the Falcon here. Getting some chip damage onto this Formagant. And now we have a Bane Blade, another Bane Blade on the blue cube. Marine now seeing quite a bit of fire from this Howling Banshee. It does get knocked back right there. Marine does get wiped out there, but that can be picked up by the Ravener Alpha, no problem. Venom Brood now advancing forward. Fire Drake's trying to sway them. Not sure what that was from. Fire Drake to fall back with the Bright Lance getting some goodness there onto the Carnifex. Carnifex looks like it no longer has been upgraded the Barb Trinkler Cannon. He actually canceled that one. Now the Bright Lance does fall back now. Fire Drake fall back as well. Falcon falling back. He actually is out of Guardians for repairs, so any hull damage on this Falcon is permanent, barring the Imperial Guardsman. Speaking about Imperial Guardsman, got Valkyrie run there. Don't know if it got any wipes.
Requisition point under control.
Terminator's getting some good damage on the power generator. Now Sierra Council advancing forward, trying to get some good hits there on the Terminators. Frag grenade thrown, and now the Scout Squad being pursued. Artillery tower has been deployed on out. Now we've got the Howling Banshee charging forward with the Blood Dragons in the rear. Bright Lance firing some shots there onto the Carnifex. Counter to Catachan Devils get a great grenade launcher barrage there. This force is very, very tight group and very, very slow. Ranger does get fully wiped out by the Rippers. Sierra Council falling back, so I think the Sierra Council is still very alive. They're falling back now. They're down to very, very low health, 129. Rippers are advancing on forward. And this area is so vulnerable to any sort of AoE, which looks like the blue team has not deployed on out. Or red has not deployed on out. Falcon's still firing away. Got these forces trying to get reinforced, repaired, healed up. And it looks like now they've got the Bane Blade on the field. Great detonation there. Does get a full wipe on that Tactical Marine squad before they are able to respond to. There's a great ambush there. I think all the forces basically camouflage there. Got a drop pod being pulled out right there. I think an Eldritch Sword being cast on there. That could be a Venerable Dreadnought. Venerable Dreadnought now deployed on the field. And blue has ran out of VPs now. This is Anchor saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.